Okay. Wow. I didn't know it. So let me start again. I'm live now. This is in response to some of the comments and some of the things I've heard people say, especially in this group that I'm in, mothers of black sons, moms, and some say they haven't seen either the Kalief Browder story, or the story of the Central Park Five, which is depicted on Netflix through Ava DuVernay. Everyone doesn't have Netflix, but Oprah is going to have it on her channel. I'm not sure when. If you'd like to see it and you don't have Netflix, she's going to have it on her channel free of charge. She is one of the producers. Herself and Ava DuVernay are producers of this limited documentary season on the on Netflix of the Central Park Five there. But the story of Kalief Browder is not the same, because he was kept in jail because of the bail bond system. His case was lost in court, which made him stay for 3 years. 3 years in prison. But the Central Park Five, or as they're now known as the Exonerated Five, were the age of 14 and 15. The actual one, Corey Wise, who they said was 16, told them that he had got his ID doctored, the fake ID that all kids do, like we all did when we wanted to go somewhere or do things we shouldn't have done. And he told them that he was 15, but they kept it at 16, and they put him in an adult prison at the age of 16. But anyway, I'm not going to spoil the story. But what I'm going to say is, I would like to have an open discussion on that. I would love to have an open discussion on, on these things, because whatever, people don't realize that they are, we're raising young black men, and this stuff is never going to change. It's never going to change. No, it will never ever change. This has been going on for years. You hear the talk of George Stenny. He was a 14-year-old in 1944. He was given the electric chair. And so I plan on really doing something. Really doing something, because, this needs to be addressed, especially if you are raising a young black male child in America. And people don't want to hear these things. They don't want to hear it. I want to do something on it, because I want to do something on this thing, because people need to wake up and understand nothing's ever going to change. They railroaded those young men. They took 14, 15-year-olds and the 16-year-old who was actually 15, and put him in a maximum security adult with males. So I will be doing a real live, and I want some questions and answers. And I see people saying, oh, I can't listen to this. I just can't listen to it. If you are raising a young black male in these United States, especially at this time, because of who we have as our president. We have Donald Trump, who is an extreme, he is a white supremacist who is in the Oval Office, and in my opinion, when he will lose the election, but he won't go. He's going to have to be. It will surprise me if he does go, but he will have to. He'll have to be forcibly taken out. Donald Trump will never leave the White House because of his I forget the grandiose, his narcissistic behavior. He thinks it's about him, you know. He thinks it's about him, and it's not. But I want to have I want to do a live, and I want to have a open discussion. The only reason why I don't do it on my YouTube channel is because YouTube won't let me do anything on my phone because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, some kind of stupid stuff they're doing now. You used to could do lives on your cell phones and stuff. You could plan them and schedule them and tell people when you were going to do them. But I want to do something about them. And you know what? It's something that was said, about, I think it was said by you, Pistol. I remember why everybody was so surprised. You're absolutely right. These things that are happening now haven't just started happening to black people. They have always happened. In 1944, they killed a 14-year-old boy, George Stinney, who was so small and so short that they had to literally take books and sit him on books so his head would be meet at the top of the hat they put on you in the electric chair. They electrocuted a 14-year-old boy about some white woman. Whenever a white woman is involved and a lot of black boys are around, they are always guilty. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. They are always guilty, And and I'll say it again, I see people saying, oh, I don't want to watch this. Wake up, people, smell the coffee. If you are raising a young black male in America, you need to watch these things. You need to know what your rights are, and you need to teach your children about, because it's not going to change. The stuff is not changing. As a matter of fact, I think it's going back. It's really, really going back in time. But like I said, I want to do another live where people can actually leave comments. Because you can leave a comment now if you want to comment, Rosa or Pistol. If you want to, Rosa or Pistol, if you want to leave a comment, you can leave a comment now. But I'm saying I really want to do it when a lot more people want to watch, when they see us. Because our children are perceived differently. They are perceived much differently. When you watch that story, I don't want to spill it for the people who haven't seen it because, a lot of people don't have Netflix. But Oprah is going to do the show, and she's going to have it on her channel. And if you have cable, you'll be able to catch it on her channel. It's a very important piece that needs to be shown in its entirety. It needs to be shown, and people need to face the facts. We do not live in an equal society. People say, well, what about Kalief Browder? Kalief Browder's story is sad. It ended sadly, and it's sad, but it's totally different than what the Central Park Five went through, in that his problem was his mother couldn't meet the bail. And she met the bail. When she finally met the bail, they held him on a probation charge, the charge of violating a probation. They lost his documents in court, and he sat in Rikers Island for 3 whole years without ever going to court. And he couldn't take it. He was beaten. He was sodomized. And the guards helped it. The guards were no help at all, and people are mad with Mayor de Blasio because he has decided to phase Rikers Island out. There's so many things that most black people don't even listen to. They don't listen to half of the stuff that goes on. But like I say, if you're raising a black child, a male child, and even females now, but mostly black men, male children, you need to be aware. Be aware of everything. Be aware of what they're going to go through. Teach your children what they're going to go through. I mean, it's not going to change. Okay, you had Barack Obama, a president. I mean, they disrespected this man so bad. So bad. They disrespected that man so bad. And people say, well, what did he do for black people? He couldn't do anything because the Congress didn't let him do it. They didn't let him do it. From the day he was elected until the day they put Donald Trump in office to the thing he did with the affordable health care, they want to tear it apart. Yeah, they want to tear it apart. So I'm just saying this. I'm going to do another live Facebook video. I don't know when, but I'm going to do it. I would love to do it on my YouTube channel, but I don't have my computer, so I can't do a hangout or anything like that because due to circumstances that I don't care to talk about right now, I don't have a computer, but that's a whole nother story. But, yes, so Roz or Pistol, do y'all got anything to say? Leave it in the comments. Comment on it. If you're still listening, comment on it because the word needs to get, we need to get more focused as a people on the things going around us because this world is crazy. We got Donald Trump in office, and my belief is even if Donald Trump doesn't win the election, which I don't think he'll win, I think about now, people would vote for Bozo the Clown to get rid of him. I don't think he's going to leave office. I really don't. And he ain't going to leave it because he honestly thinks he's doing a great job. So he basically told on himself about the Russia that he listens to when people dig up dirt on his opponents. He don't care who they are. He said that. And people don't pay attention to these little code words that he does. And tomorrow he'll probably either be on Twitter or get wherever he gets, whatever he does, and say, oh, I didn't say that. That's fake news. They made that up on me. So that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and I hope everybody joins me with it when I do it. I'll probably do it. I don't know if I should do it tomorrow night or maybe wait until next week to do it. Let more people watch the series on Netflix if they can. And I don't know, but there's a lot of things that are going on in our communities, like in Patterson, the school board and stuff thing. And I want to say this too, and I'm going to address this issue, but I got to do a little more research on it. I want to research this thing. People are saying they hate Matthias Reyes, but from what I've read so far, I've researched on him. He's a victim too. According to what I've read, and I have to read some more, but what I've read so far, his mother gave him to his father, told him, give me $400 and take him. And he gave her $400. He took him. He was abused by the father. He was raped by 2 men, and he was thrown in the river. But somehow I didn't get to the part where how he got saved out, and then he took and he hey Mike, yeah, he took Matthias Reyes. if you know anything, like I studied criminal justice when I went to college. I studied criminal justice. And if if you know anything about criminal justice, the viciousness of Matthias Reyes' crimes was very, very vicious, and he beat the women, he was angry, and he raped the women. And from, the little I've studied and what I know about, serial killers, because that was my thing, watching serial killers and all of this, he wasn't beating the women, he was actually beating his mother. He was actually beating his mother, So, what's this, Michael Edwards? Anyway, he was beating his mother. If you know anything about the rage that they have, we have to be as women, we have to be so careful when we are raising our young men. We have to be very careful when we are raising our young men, because the least little thing we do, especially when having other men around our children, we have to be 100% on point with our children. Yeah, we do. We really do. We really got to be on point with our children. And then I read the comments. I read the comments on everything. Anybody I follow, I read the comments on it. And they were talking about the kid, Corey Wise. And he has a learning disability. He was victimized more than once. So we need to, as people in the Black communities, we need to get on our school boards. We need to make them take care of our children. He was special ed. So this is what, it's not, I'm not finished what I'm doing because I like to research and know what I'm talking about. But I want to do a real live stream where people can ask questions, where people can say how they feel and listen about certain things. Because the Black community, I'm doing it on Facebook Live. I don't know if you heard it, Mike, but I'm doing it on Facebook Live because of YouTube and their new policy. I don't have, why I don't have my computer, which I ain't gonna get into on here, but my computer is gone. Right now, I can't afford to get one. I can't afford to pay no payments. I can't afford to do nothing right now. So I'm going to use Facebook Live. Hopefully they won't take what I say, take it down, because I'm only going to be doing the facts and stuff because I want to, we need to, as a Black community, we need to stand up for our rights and stop sitting back and stop talking the nonsense that people be talking. It's crazy. It's crazy. We need to really get up there, and we need to fight for our children, take our communities back. And I put in my status, I don't know what day it was, but I put in my status that Black America, we need to stop following what the white man tells us we can or we can't do to our children, because you see what they do. And they do worse than we ever dared to do to our children. They will take our children, they will incarcerate our children, they will make our children, they will do anything to them. They'll do far worse than what we do. So we need to take our communities back. We need to work at the schools. You need to get rid of these fake, this corrupt political systems, city political systems. Because right there in Patterson, they got if they shut this down, then I'm through with YouTube. I'm through with Facebook. But this is not, I just had a naked woman on my page. Right here. A woman naked, a pregnant naked woman. You think it's too much detail? They'll shoot it they'll shut it down. They might. I don't know how they do it. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just saying, I'm stating facts. What, as black people, what we need to do to take our communities back. We don't need to have our communities. How can they tell us they don't like us? The powers that be, they don't like us. The system was never designed for us to succeed. It was designed for us to fail. It was designed to put our children in prison. It was. And privatizations of prisons are nothing more than free labor, free slave labor. $1.70 a day, $35 a month. The more people you put in, the more money you make. So criminal justice reform is what I'm passionate about. That's my passion, is about reforming the criminal justice center. Oh, you talking about live streams? Well, oh, you mean live streams on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know what that's going. All I know is like New Jersey, they did away with the bail bonds. They did away with bail bonds for nonviolent offenses. They used to take men and round them up and keep them in jail for a week. Men with jobs, but men who had jobs, but they had to go to court because they fell a little behind in their child support payment. They would keep them from their jobs. They would make them lose their jobs. They would make them have nothing. But the state of New Jersey doesn't do that anymore. They take you and they tell you to come to court. As long as you come to court and keep that one court date, explain to them, and if you got a job and you explain to them that you're going to get back on your feet, you're good to go. I like criminal justice reform. The system is broken. It's not a broken system. It's a system that was never intended to work for us. People can get mad if they want to. It was never intended to work for us. Because I remember, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think I haven't called anybody's name, but this is a test run. We'll see if they take it down. And I don't know, maybe I'm naive to believe, but I think a lot of stuff people report when they don't want to hear certain stuff. It's the same with YouTube. People can report stuff. They're not going to tell you if you were reported. They won't tell you you're reported. Because I wrote something and I sent it, they took it, and it never showed up. It had nothing to do with this. It had nothing to do with what we're talking about now, but it showed, it didn't show up. It hasn't showed up on anywhere, on nobody's timeline or anything. So I know they will take it, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to get it out, because they're letting all this nonsense go. Black people need to wake up. We need to leave Facebook alone. We need to leave Facebook. We really need to leave Facebook alone. Yes, we do need to leave Facebook alone. If this is the case, black people need to wake up, smell the coffee, get your own, be self-sufficient. Go back to being self-sufficient. Go back to doing what is right, what you know is right, and how to raise your children. Go back, and fathers, be good fathers. Women, be good women. Stop twerking. So, I don't know. They told you each time they took you down that they were going to shut you down. Is that what you're saying, Mike? So, I don't know. They never told me. They just took my stuff, just never appeared. So, you may be right. I'm not going to say you're not right. But, hey, Quisha, I was just talking about that, what is that? When they see us, the vision, that. It's sad. We need to, as people, we need to address how to raise our children and things. So, yeah. Well, it's social media. What if you leave it alone, Mike? How are we gonna communicate with each other? Right now, it'd be nice if we had our own little social media streams. I heard it's something called Black Junction, and I don't know how that works. I don't know who's behind that, but I've heard of that. But anyway, I can't do it on YouTube. I know definitely I can't do it on YouTube. Even if I have a computer, I won't be able to do it there. If it wasn't for certain people that I know, like people that I've gone with, that I've went to school with, people that I'm friendly with, we just laugh and talk about a lot of things from home. So I stay on social media, but I don't mess with social media that much. I haven't messed with YouTube that much either. And it ain't even about monetization on YouTube. I could care less about YouTube. I do need money, but we all need money. But I'm not beat for the money. I'm not beat to have a page monetized, so I ain't pushing it. I'm not pushing it too much in there. So, but it don't hurt. All I can do is try, right? All I can do is try. And when I do this live stream, if they take it down, then you'll know. Facebook ain't it. But people love Facebook. People love it. And not only the kids, I think the adults love it more than the children do. I really do. Because it's ridiculous. And I'm also, writing something that, I don't know, I'm going to try to get it published somewhere. So I got a lot of stuff I'm going to do. You about to leave them alone? Yep, so. Well, I'm going to end this one. And I'm going to call you when I end this, Mike. I'm going to call you because I want to ask you something anyway about that streaming we're in. I saw that. That was funny. But, yeah. So, I'm going to try it. I'll let all of y'all know when I do it. And I'll probably do it one day next week. Maybe on a Monday. I'll just do it and see what happens. I'll feel it out and see what happens. If nothing happens, it goes through, then I'll do another one until they take it down. I like Instagram for the fact that Instagram is good. Instagram doesn't really bother people the way that Facebook does, but Instagram and Facebook are interconnected. But Instagram doesn't give you a lot of time to get your point across, to talk back and forth. It doesn't allow for the back and forth. You can text back and forth and you can leave comments, but you can't do lives and stuff with it. So whatever. It doesn't hurt to try. I'm about to end this, and I'm going to call you, Mike, as soon as I end this. Later, everybody.